Hey guys, I have another awesome episode for you for with Make Your Mark podcast. Oh my goodness. Now, Dominique Fraser is a true powerhouse, helping 6 to 7 entrepreneur owners build powerful offers and attract high-paying clients. With over a decade of digital economy experience, she is a sought-after professional known for her innovative approach to business growth. Now, Dominique's commitment is to excellence, and her passion for making a difference has earned her reputation as a leader. She is an entrepreneur, an author, and a speaker who's recognized as one of the top 10 influencers in Canada. Now get this, guys, she has over 80,000 followers on her social media. Dominique showcases her strategies for success, encouraging entrepreneurs to grow their businesses faster by adding, get this, ultra premium packages. That means high ticket, guys, and that is exactly what we're going to be speaking about today. So please welcome Dominique Fraser to the show. Oh my goodness, Dominique, I am so excited to have you here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, you know what? Like when we were introduced by Andrea, right? She's very good
Yes.
friends for both of us. And when she said to me, "Oh my God, Dominique is awesome. You have to have her on the show." I knew that that was absolutely true, right? Because Andrea only knows great people around her. And so I knew I had to have you on the show, especially where you're talking about high ticket offers, right? Which we're going to delve into a little bit more as we go into this conversation. But before we do, Dominique, I would love for you to tell our audience today a little bit about your background and how this all evolved, because I feel like there's some people out there that feel like it just happens overnight when you and
Mm.
I know it doesn't,
No,
right?
it doesn't. Actually, I was a graphic designer. So
Ooh,
I used to
okay.
be a graphic designer, charging what, $85 per hour, doing a lot of photo retouching. And it all started for me when a few years back, people were asking me how, because I was a photo retoucher, I was renowned to be like a very good
Oh,
photo retoucher at the time. And people were asking me, where can I study photo retouching? And I looked online to answer those people and realized there was absolutely no course at all.
wait, so how did you learn?
Photo retouching?
Yeah.
Oh, I learned from a photographer who saw my illustrative skills. I used to work in Photoshop and create like those super realistic illustration that
Right.
took me like hundreds of hours to
Yes,
draw,
yes, yes,
with a tablet, a Wacom tablet.
yes.
And a photographer decided to train me. And inside of 2 weeks, I actually became like better than him in photo retouching. And this is how
Oh,
I
wow.
learned. But it's because I had like a photography background, an illustrative background. I had like a graphic designer background. And with the help of this photographer, I happened to learn the skills. But there was no actually courses about photo retouching. So the 23rd of December 2010, I
Oh,
decided, like just before Christmas, I decided to put online a little, it was a little landing page, very
okay.
simple with my curriculum. And at the end, I didn't want to record an entire course before knowing if I would, sell some course, have some clients first. So I was thinking, okay, for sure it will maybe not work. And I was asking for $7,500. So it was already a high ticket offer. It's
Right.
just because I didn't feel good about giving all of my knowledge to people that would eventually become my competitors, right?
Right. Yes,
So
that's
I was
true.
thinking, okay, if people are not willing to pay $7,500, I'm forgetting it. I will just continue to do my stuff and there will be no certification. And so the 23rd of December, I put this online on Facebook.
Hmm.
It was nice because at that time we were posting and everybody were seeing our post.
Right. Not like it
It's
is right
super
now.
effective 3 years back. And to my great surprise, people filled the form, at the end of the landing page. It was just like a page with like, this is for you if, this is not for you if,
Right.
and the curriculum. And if you want to apply, send your portfolio and, fill the form and Dominique will reach out to you. This super simple.
Right.
And I passed the entire like holidays talking to a lot of people, and internationally, that was also a surprise. There was a lot of people from everywhere following me on Facebook. I was not aware of. Then 38 weeks later, I had 15 clients that sent me full payment of 7,500. I had like $112,000 in my bank account 38 days later. And
Wait,
this is
wait.
how I
Say that
started.
again. Say that again, right? You got me stunned. I was like, did I hear that right? Say
Yeah,
that.
112,000.
Wow. Wait, in
Yeah,
how long?
38 days. I
That,
hit six figures in
yeah,
30 days, in my first run.
that is, wait, so, okay, I need to know more now because I've got so many questions for you, right? So, you did this basic landing page, right? You
Yeah.
thought of a price, and you posted it on Facebook. Did you do any other sort of marketing?
No, and I posted like 2-3 times. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, but like I said, at that time, the social media was a little bit easier because
Mm,
you were posting something. And if you had like 600 people following you, because my followers were like a very small base, but 100% people were seeing our posts at that time, in 2010.
right.
And Facebook ads didn't exist at that time. So it was the beginning, like of social media and everything. And I remember because I had those 600-ish people following me, and I was like, why those people are following me?
Yeah.
Because I am an agency owner, I own
Yeah.
an agency, photo retouching agency. And then I realized that actually in our actual network, everybody, we always have people who want to be us, always.
Mm,
People who
okay.
wants to be like us, who wants to own a business like ours. So
Mm,
there was a lot of people who dreamed of like photo retoucher, not photo retoucher, but like graphic designers, photographers, illustrator that I knew from other jobs, or just because they were following what I was posting online.
right.
And they were like, oh my God, photo retouching. I never heard of that. I never know it existed. I would like to do that. And when I started also taking people on calls, you know, I never heard of the word closer before. It's
Right.
years later that the closers start to be a word that we can hear now. And even the high ticket, high
Yeah.
ticket was not a word that we were hearing also at that time. So I actually created my own script, and it was a reverse engineering script, because reverse psychology script, because I was thinking I cannot take everybody on the course for sure, because people needs to be at least talented. I cannot show someone to create photo
Okay.
retouching if they don't know, the basic with Photoshop, or if they don't, have some talent. So this is why I was asking the people to send me their resume and their portfolio. And I was
Okay.
asking them a lot of questions like an interview.
Right.
And after the first call, I was like, we'll review your stuff,
Okay.
and we'll get back to you if you're approved. So because of that, we were selling at like 17% conversion rate on calls.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually I sold with this course, like inside of the first years, I sold for $500,000 with a list of 429 applications.
Oh my goodness.
But
Oh,
you know what? The secret sauce here, because
yeah.
few years later, I was analyzing my stats and I was like,
Mhm.
that was good. Why?
Yeah.
That was quite good. So what happened exactly? And I realized that the offer was
Mm,
just perfect. First of all, everybody I was talking to, they were looking in YouTube or online. They were looking for more advanced Photoshop trainings, and there was none online at that time. So I was arriving with something new, more advanced, more high level. So
Mm.
those people already bought those. In that time, it was like DVDs, series of
Yes. Yeah.
DVDs, courses. So there was the DVDs courses at 200.
Oh,
It
wow.
was more like beauty retouching, so just faces, beauty
Okay.
retouches. And you had my certification, like a 8 weeks program, where you could become from beginners to senior inside of 8 months. Okay?
Right.
So
Mm,
you had like the 200 offer, very basic offer, like the basics of the beauty retouching. And you
yeah.
had my offer, like, I will show you how to become a real photo retoucher. So not just the skills, but how
Right.
also to acquire like all the knowledge. Like for an example, I had some, homeworks that my clients would do like outside of the computer.
Okay.
Like they had to draw like the body, like
Yeah.
for 2 months in a row. Every day they had to draw 20 minutes body parts every day for 2 months. It was one of their homework, so they could know the body very well, because a photo retoucher needs to know the body, right?
Yeah. That's
And
interesting. So you gave them action tasks to do outside of the program as well, right? And that kind of,
it was very complex certification,
yeah.
but 100% of the clients that went out of that course were
Mm,
so good. They were like a super high level, artist. So the
wow.
quality of the offer itself, and also because I was answering a demands that was already there, like people were looking for something more advanced, they
Mm,
jumped on my. Actually, the only thing that I needed at the end is like, okay, do you have the money? Do you have a way to obtain that money, maybe a loan or something?
right.
And also because they were already graphic designer or photographer, they could just add the skills to, their own offer as a studio. A lot of them became, self-employed after the course,
Nice.
and
Okay.
they all reimburse themselves with contracts
Yeah.
after the course.
So what I'm hearing here, Dominique, is you figured out a strategy, right? An offer that people can't say no to.
Oh no. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Like whatever you constructed and put together, not only did people want it, but they realized they needed it as well. And it didn't matter at what price you put it on, even if it was a high ticket, people were like, okay, I'm convinced I need this. I have to have it and I've got to do it right now. Right. So there was
Yeah.
no room at all for them to say no.
And I used also my own knowledge and genius, because at that time I was a graphic designer converted into a photo retoucher, right?
Mm.
But I also worked in 3D in the video games industry a few
Oh, wow.
years. So I showed and I was doing also it's a photorealistic illustration. So I included all those skills: how to integrate a 3D, product in your course, how to illustrate, a part of an image, how to. So
Mm,
this is why also that the course itself stand out from what was available at the moment on the market, and still it's still like there's nothing like that course online right now for photo retouchers.
right. Yeah.
It's the only certification that really brings someone from like beginners to senior level in
Mm,
8 months. It's this. So this is something that a few years back I started to because in 2016 people started asking me, Dominique, how did you took your knowledge into and creating this offer? So I started getting asked about how can I do the same thing, but with my area of expertise.
absolutely. Yeah.
And I applied exactly the same, strategy and the same approach to their offer than mine. So let's take a look at your genius, you
Okay.
know? And sometimes it's very, like for an example, I had the clients that because I always have like this big form that I'm asking people to fill in, like when
Right.
we are starting to work together. And
Mhm.
I have a lot of very weird questions.
Okay, so
Yes,
give me an
not the
example.
usual ones.
All right, so give me an example of what these weird questions are because it seems to be working regardless.
Oh, it's working. One of my favorite one is, what are your biggest flaws? Like,
Ooh.
what people around you are complaining all the time, like, oh, you're super messy, or you talk too much. There's always, stuff people around us or keep complaining about us, right?
Okay,
So
so I've got a question for you. How does that help you?
look at that. Every flaws are specifically related to one of your greatest genius or quality.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna throw something out at you,
Okay.
right? So, what one of I don't see it as a flaw, but people tell me it's a flaw, right? And
That's
they say
okay.
to me that, "Oh my God, you're like a big child, like you can't take anything seriously," right? And I'm like, "Well, no, I just like having fun, and right? I don't see it as a flaw." So, with your experience, what does that tell you?
So possibly that you have like a unique, branding that is very fun, engaging with people, and people love that about you. You're the party girl, like you're fun. You're bringing the party here. You're also maybe like bringing people together, but often like this big quality of yours that people are raving about all the time, like, oh, you're so funny and fun. But after they're complaining in your, like, yeah, but you take nothing seriously. Like, for an example,
Ah,
there's a lot of like people who loves, I don't know, sometimes it's like, uh, this is very funny because when people are doing this exercise, they realize that everything that they have been complained about,
yeah.
it's related to their biggest qualities. So
Really?
it comes together. It's like a balance in life, right?
Mm,
You cannot have summer if you don't have winter.
of
Okay,
course.
so it's exactly the same thing. So your biggest flaws, like if you are like a very, very, very messy person, but
Yeah.
you're super creative. Okay.
Ah,
And but another person that is very like clean, like spick and span all the
yeah.
time, but super organized.
Yes,
Okay,
they're very strategic. Yeah.
goes together, it
Mm,
goes together. So this is the kind of because I am asking a lot of questions to be sure that at the end of the form we have everything, we know everything about the person, everything, even the
I
thing that that person would never put on a paper.
mm,
Because the artist part of finding someone's genius is that when you have a genius, something that is very strong for you, there's no value because you're like that, you don't see it, it's so easy for you that it doesn't necessarily have a value. But with this form we can really pick some areas of your life. Like, for an example, one of my clients, uh, when I got his form, I realized that he had great experience. He was, I think, a Taekwondo like master,
oh yeah.
like black belt, and even he was a teacher. He never talked to me about that because
Really?
it was something like, it's part of my past life. It's not important. Yes, it is.
Oh, so you
So
want to
that's
know things from people's past, not just the present and their future. Ah, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you can all put this together to create a really unique offer that actually what you want is to create your own, blue ocean,
Yeah.
right? It's like this is what I've done with my course in photo retouching. Actually, like I said, I was an illustrator. I put some illustrations, homework,
Yeah.
and I used to work with 3D too. And I remember when I was working in video games,
Yeah.
we used to work with very small images because in video games the graphic needs to be very small to compute
Okay.
very fast. But I actually developed some techniques to work with small images that I could apply after on big images. when we were working in photo retouching. So I showed that to my clients. So, and this is something that I see all the time. People are coming to me, they want to create this offer and they're like, you know what, I cannot charge 25K. I'm too beginner. I don't have experience. And I'm like, how old are you? Like 40? And you don't have experience? But not in this, thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of have 20 years of experience of other things, right? And says, yes. So let's take a look at what you did in the past that we can take and bring into your actual offer.
Oh, that's interesting. So already the skills and knowledge that they possess that they don't realize, you bring it out of them and you're like, well, let's monetize this.
Absolutely.
Right? That's
At big price.
yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so I guess over the years things have changed. And you mentioned Facebook doesn't work like the way it used to, right? And so how have you been able to yourself keep up with the changes, right? And still be able to help your clients in the same exact way?
Actually, the first place to look for high paying clients, because often this is the questions like, okay, Dominique, yeah, maybe I believe you, I can create a 25K offer. Okay,
Right.
done. But where do I find those clients? That's
Right.
the big question, right?
Mhm.
And actually they are around you already. They're already there. They are in your actual network. So the first step often is just to look inside of your actual network. And also what is interesting, the way like I said, I love the offer to be very unique. So you become the unique solution, the only solution that exists in because we're creating like a niche just for you.
Wait, so
Okay.
what about, are you saying that basically something to make you stand out to beat your
Mhm.
competitors as well?
Oh yeah. I don't like
Oh.
if someone is coming to me and say, oh, I'm a business coach. Good luck. You cannot be a business coach. No, because there's like millions of business coach out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
So let's take a look at what exactly is your unique approach
Mm.
that will have you like stand out. And also most of people will, use they will use, the marketing to attract people to their offer. But actually you have to see your marketing as the first the beginning of the journey for your clients. So your clients transformation is not starting when they're paying you. Your clients transformation starts the moment they seeing like the first ad, the first post they're seeing from you. So
Right.
you already transforming your clients, and eventually your clients want more. And
Right.
this is what's incredible with the 25K offer. I was talking with my partner just earlier today.
Mhm.
And this is what I was telling her. What is incredible with the offer we're creating, yes, we are talking about the 25K offer, but this is just the amount of money. But the offer itself needs to sell itself. So just with the right messaging addressed to the right clientele, you attract the good people. The moment you nail down exactly who your offer have been created for,
Yeah.
and those people will come to you and they will start to consume, like your content. And actually often, like for myself, people already know what I'm selling. They know what I'm saying, and they know the price point. It's not a surprise. you know so when they are arriving on a call, they already sold. I don't need to give them like a big script about, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? No, I don't need those scripts because they already sold. The only thing they need to know though, if okay, I saw Dominique online, I learned a lot, I already implemented some stuff, I already hire my pricing since I have been following her. So you
Fantastic.
see,
Yeah.
often there's already, because I'm giving a lot of free content that can be like actionable right now.
Yeah.
And when they're arriving in the call, they just want to see if it's a good fit, right?
Mm.
And how we can after that see how they're paying. Do they need like installments? Do they need like some helps? Because we have partners that helps with financial, you know?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, the other thing that you mentioned, which is really important, is you give away so much content for free,
Yeah.
right? People are scared of doing this because they're like, well, no, if they want my content, they're going to pay me for it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, there is going to be content that they have to pay you for that you're not going to give for free. But how do you then differentiate? This is what I'm going to give for free, and this is what I'm going to teach people when they come into the program.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I can show you, like, I can create like a big course about how to find your genius, how to create your offer, everything, all the steps.
Yes.
But without feedback,
Ah,
someone will not necessarily create the good offer or address it to the good clientele.
okay.
So I can just put everything out there. I don't mind. And you know, I get, yeah, a lot of comments all the time. Like, hey, I just saw your webinar, or I saw this reels, and I higher my pricing since I have been following you, and I changed my offer thanks to you. But when I'm looking at their offer, I know they're not selling this the good thing. It's still off. Their messaging is off. Their offer is off. They don't know because they think it's good, but eventually the moment they will be ready, because also this is, you know, you cannot sell to everybody. This is very important.
Yeah.
And you need to target also your ideal client, but not only to target that client, you need also, this client needs to be at a phase in their own journey where they are ready to buy your offer.
Ah,
Okay,
okay.
because like for an example, I love to work with a money coach or business coaches or service providers,
Right.
but they need to be at a point where maybe they have, you know, everything is aligned, and they tell themselves, you know what, let's hire a mentor. This is where I am now. You know, I'm ready.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So often they already have the money ready. They're just looking who I will hire. They just don't know who
I
yet.
see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I get it. So you got to give as much free content as possible to get them to a certain level, right? When
Yeah.
they get to that point, that's when they're like, okay, I really need to buckle down. I need to get a coach that can now take me to the next step.
Like for an example, if someone is following me and they're under six figure, I'm not taking under six figure clients, because there's you know, there's some steps and experience they need to acquire first
Yes.
by themselves before, or there's a lot of other mentor they can go, or other coach that can help them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
coaches specialize in reach six figure. There's plenty. Okay,
Yeah.
so I always tell them, like, go see someone else,
Mm-hmm.
reach a quarter of a million, and come back. Because it's not because you reach six figure months once
Right.
that you will be able to replicate it over and over and over again. But
Um,
once you reach that level, though, by yourself, oh, now like the entrepreneurs is kind of is ready, you know,
yeah.
to now it's ready for the seven figure leap. This is where I love to start working with people. So I'm not addressing my content to under six figure people. I'm always talking to people who wants to reach or close to the seven figures. I'm
Mm.
talking to them. I'm talking really to the person I want to attract. And I'm giving them like great value for their level. But
Amazing.
I know that eventually they will self-sabotage themselves. They will have the shiny object syndrome. They will be in their own way. They will stop themselves from going forward faster.
Yes.
And at that precise moment, they will decide, you know what, I need someone to help me.
Perfect. I love that. I love that. Now, there's one last question I really want to kind of ask you because this is probably something that people that are listening are going to be asking themselves. And that is, okay, so what pitfalls should they avoid when thinking about their offer and I guess like their offer stack? What should that look
Hmm.
like?
That's very interesting, because higher the offer is, the pricing, and simpler the offer needs to be.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So, and this is one of the biggest mistake I see everywhere. The
Mhm.
moment people are hiring their pricing, they want to offer everything,
That's right. Yes.
everything. I will give you my shirt with it. No, you don't need to give your shirt. Okay. And actually, that because I saw a lot of people who say, you know what, I will create this 25K offer, and then I will show people how to create a funnel and to create a course and how to put some ads on it and to build their team and to create a CRM and everything they need to create like a multi-million business, blah, blah. Okay, what will happen is you will eventually just overdose your client.
Mm,
So clients will like, I don't know what to do anymore because
right.
there's too much stuff. So actually, I'm calling it like when I'm doing it with clients, I'm calling it like the napkin offer. Your offer, if go in a cafe, take a chai latte, whatever what you like the most, stay there and craft your offer on a napkin, on the cafe napkin. You don't have more space than that.
Interesting. Okay. All right. The only reason why I'm smiling at this is because my mentor has a thing that he calls a napkin close, right? Yeah, so it sounds very familiar to me. But okay, so tell me about your version of this. So you you should be able to put your entire offer on a napkin, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, in 3 phrases, we should know exactly what you're selling. So if you have to explain during 5 minutes what your offer is, and the person at the end is like, can you repeat again?
Oh,
That's not good. That's really not good. It
oh,
has to be simple because, high paying clients, they know what they want and
mm,
they know a specific result, and they just want to know if you know your stuff and if you're the good person. It
yeah,
needs to be simple. Also, when you are, growing a business, eventually, when you are at that stage of a quarter, $500,000, you still do everything in your business. You kind of quite burn out.
yeah.
You need it to be simpler.
Mm,
And this is why that this is also often those clients when they are at this level in their business, like for sure, if you're, reaching out to business owners, um, they want to be simpler. So you need to arrive with a very simple recipe here, 5 steps, not more, that you need to implement. And here how I will give you know, um, those steps to you. Another also error that I see a lot, a big mistake, is that people are dreaming of those $1 million, multi-million dollar businesses,
right.
and they are actually creating like offers that attract not paying or broke clients.
Ah, okay.
And what I love to say, I'm talking about this in my webinars all the time, is that, yes, but do you want to imagine yourself, you would like to build a 5-star restaurant, okay, a
Yeah.
restaurant. Will you start by just renting the, always empty office by the side of the road, where you
Mhm.
will, you will hire some people, you will, create like a diner,
Yes. Okay.
and
Yeah.
eventually you will hire your pricing. No, you cannot do that. You
Oh,
will not transform a diner into a 5-star. Maybe it's possible, but in our example here, not.
yeah.
If you really want to be an owner of a 5-star restaurant, you will actually find the best place in town, hire
Mm,
the best chef.
yeah.
Possibly you will maybe hire a mentor that already built that kind of restaurant. And you will find investors, and you will hire like the best decorator, and you will actually spend the money to make sure that everything feels 5-star. You
Yeah.
will also buy some ads, make sure that people will know when the launch is. So why most people are not treating their own offer they have right now like their 5-star restaurant? They want a multi-million dollar business, but they don't have the offer to create those millions.
Interesting. And so the other thing that really stood out to what you just said is if you want to build $1 million business, then you got to act like it's $1 million business, right?
Yeah, and you have to have your $1 million offer.
Yes.
See, like this, because this is why also that I'm crafting 25K offer or more,
Yeah.
because you only need 40 clients to make $1 million.
Yes.
One sale per week. One sale per week, you have your 7-figure per year. Actually, it's the
Absolutely.
fastest way because, I sold everything. I sold the $47 per month groups. I sold the 2,000 online courses, 200 courses. I sold the $7,500 course programs, 10,000, 12,000, but the 25,000, it's like the magic number.
Right.
Because first of all, it sells actually faster. It's easier to sell a 25K offer than a 5K offer, just because you're not addressing to the same clientele.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing, right? Is making sure you understand that the mindset is completely different from a 5K to a 25K.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Usually a 5K offer will be addressed to beginners.
Yeah.
So though, and often it's the first time in their life they will pay $5,000 for something. So they're like super stressed out. You need like to call them like 3-4 times, and they don't have the money. It's a stretch, and then they're paying and they're not doing the job. It's like, you paid, why you didn't work,
Yeah.
And yeah, but this is something normal because did you know that in the university, 33% of people who pay for the university will never get their diplomas?
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Is
Yep.
that because people drop out?
People just, maybe they're missing a classes, or eventually they're not just, eventually, maybe they drop out, but 33% of people will never get, but they will pay for it and never get their diplomas.
That is interesting. Very interesting. Oh my goodness. Now, Dominique, you have given us so much content already, right? Talk about giving away value. You've done that right here with us today. Now, I know at this point, people are probably thinking, oh my goodness, I need to have a conversation with Dominique, right? So, what would be the best way for people to get hold of you, contact you? Where can they go?
So you can just go on my website, dominiquefraser.com. And right now, every month, we are offering it's a hot seats that we're doing, and we review people offer. So it's great because it gives you like an idea of what's working, what's not working for you, because it needs to be all aligned. The offer, the ideal clients, and the messaging needs to be just perfect. And when you find the perfect balance between the three, this is when the magic happens. People are coming to you instead of you chasing them. And this is when also it's easier to create a consistency and automation, because this is something also we show our clients how to bring leads consistently. Okay, there's 10 ways you can bring people in to you every weeks. So you make sure to, and the first goal, it's always, okay, let's help you bring at least 1 sale per week. Let's start with that. 1 sale per week consistently. Once we reach that, okay, let's go to 2 per week now. And eventually, if you reach 8 per weeks, it's $10 million in your income.
Yes.
So you have to remind this number, 8 sales per week.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Dominique, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Like, so many golden nuggets in such a short amount of time. Guys, imagine how much more you're going to learn from working with Dominique. So if you want to take your business to the next level, make sure that you go ahead, reach out, see what else she's doing, check out her videos, her content, and then go ahead and connect with Dominique. You will not regret it. Once again, Dominique, thank you so much for coming on board.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Thanks for listening to Make Your Mark podcast at www.makeyourmarkpodcast.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming, so make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I appreciate it so much. And I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.